So these are different sheets and different files which we are going to work with. Look at here.
Mhm.
We have a Access database, we have a text file, we have OData link, and we can fetch data from any of the website also if we required. I just give you an example for that. So first of all, I'm coming to SQL Server. I just come to SQL Server. That is a management console. So I'm going to open SQL Server. So we are fetching data in Power BI using a SQL Server. Is the yes, Excel is opened. So I say file. I want to create a new. So I'm creating a new Power BI desktop so that we can import the data. Not required. Minimize, minimize. Management Studio is taking a bit time to run. Actually, is open all the services of the SQL Server tool. So that's why it is taking time. Once it takes time only, once it is started, then it will never take a time because all services by default stop. Now SQL Server is open. So this is our server name. So in this server, so many databases are running. So I just expand some databases. So there is a employee database which has some tables. Data table. So it has some rows with us. So these are the rows that I have in employee database. So I need to import this into Power BI. So let's
Mhm.
start with that. I am going to Power BI first of all, then get SQL Server option is there. Otherwise, you can go to more. In more, we have a specific databases with us. In databases, we have a first choice is a SQL Server database. All other our databases are same almost. We have to just give the credentials. We have to just give authentication. Then
Mhm.
we connect with the database. So I go to the SQL Server database and click on connect. It asks for the server. I just copied that. So this is my server name. So this
Okay.
server can be on the remote location also. That location is connected with your system, then it will automatically find the data. So it has the two options. One is an import, one is a direct query. So please, I am highlighting this here, but I will discuss this tomorrow because tomorrow this comes in pictures. What is the import? What is the direct query? So we will discuss about that. So database is what it is optional because once we connected with that, I will choose that. So here I can give the database also. The database is imp and I
Does
click
that
on OK.
does that connect it to just that one database?
One
Or
database.
otherwise, it would connect to all of them or show you all of them?
Yes, Otherwise, I'll click on OK. It will take me to the all databases and I'll choose from there.
You can choose. Okay.
So this is a username and password. So this is a first level. So username is here and password I am entering. I say please connect with that database. Why it is not connecting?
Is that your Windows credential or
Oh, I just take the database.
database?
So
There.
that is wrong. So SA. That's what I'm confused. I'm giving the right password. So you can connect with this. Once you connect with this, you will get all databases are there. So look at here, all databases are there. Because I did not mention one database, so it will give me the option for all database, which is publicly available.
Nice.
There are some system database that is not available, but all the database is available. Now I click on to the M. There is a data. I just click on to that data. This data will come. When I click on sample, there are so many tables, so we can even take the data from there. You can have this also. So I click on to the data. Again, you have a choice of load and transform data in this also, but I'm loading directly. So this data is connected here and loaded. These all options are here. You have all option shortcuts are here. In this shortcut, we have an option called edit query. So in this, that the data will be directly moved to the Power Query. So if you want after that, you can even choose that. So now data is coming from SQL Server database. Now I can take this data from SQL. That is one thing. Now I'll go to home, get data from again more. Then I'll choose database. In this case, now I'm choosing the Access database. Connect. So I have a data to import. There is an option called Access database comes in a two extension. One is an MDB, which is older one. One is ACCDB, which is after 2007, it will become ACCDB. So MDB stand for Microsoft Database. ACCB stand for Access Database.
Gotcha.
So you can choose anywhere. Open. It will take all the table here, which is available in this database. So you can choose all the tables or one table. These are all same tables which you imported from Excel. Order, product, ship. Because I took the same example. Reason is that we do not concentrate on the every time on data. So data is similar, but the storage is different.
Gotcha. Is the same as the Excel sheet?
Yes, the same data. So I click on load. So this data is coming from the Access database. So it is taking much time to load the data because it is coming from a proper structure. Detecting the relationship, look at here. So relationship is the important part is that when you click on data model, the data model is ready. Apart from this data, when you click here now, the entire data model is ready.
Nice. And you don't have to
Similar.
worry about the relationships, right? Because when you set it up
Yes,
in the database, it's already set up the way it should be.
so it is already set up. It should be.
So it brings the relationships from the database instead of making its own, right?
So that is one thing. Now we can get data. We have one more option.
Oh, interesting. Data is still there, so you can keep adding. Is that what you're doing? You keep adding data to this Power BI?
Yes, yes, you can add data from multiple sources. That's why the first option is a connect. You can connect the multiple sources and create a one dashboard. Maybe
Wow.
some data is coming from some one channel, another data is coming from another channel. So that
Right.
can be from different regions. You are getting reports. So now I am coming to the text and CSV file. Now in this case, we have this TXT file. I click on that and I click on open. So this is a comma separated file. Can you see this?
Yeah.
So this is a comma separated file. If you make something else, the data will be like this, because this is not a colon separated. This is a comma separated. This, there may be so many delimited with us.
Gotcha.
This
I
is
gotcha.
comma equal to semicolon space tab. You have a custom option, maybe dot, maybe fixed width,
So
that you can
if we were to
choose.
open the text file, it's gonna be like everything is separated by commas in kind of
Yes,
like in a pseudo table format. Okay.
yes, it will be. So it is coming in that way. So the data is there. You click on to the load. The data will
That's
be loaded from a third different source.
that's very interesting.
Give me 1 minute more.
Yeah, no problem.
I just take one more type of data. It is stored somewhere in my system. Just take to. So we have a one more type of data with us. Yes, it is already there. So look at here. We have in data to import, and we have OData link. So you are working with, you worked as an this is software engineer. So you have an idea of services. You know what is services?
No, I've never seen it before.
Okay. Let's suppose you book a ticket from some website
Mm-hmm.
from USA to UK.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened? Your bank detail you enter in a one website, that redirected to the bank website, and there is a service of bank website which authenticate actually whether the password and the user ID given by you is the right or wrong.
Mm-hmm.
The third party services, where is the aviation services or you said travel agent services, does not allow to enter into the bank database. It will only allow to a one breakpoint, uh, one endpoint where you connect with one services. So it is something like that. One company has the data, but company does not give you the access to the entire database. But if you copy this website data and you go to the browser
Mm-hmm.
and paste this link here in the browser, you will get the Northwind database services in the form of XML. You will get the entire data here shown in the XML file. You can fetch the data from here. You do not need to enter into the website data set or database. This is
Gotcha.
the endpoint where you can connect with the data. So all data are here. So what we will do what I'll just go to here. I just go to some first one. I just create a new one. because this file already have, so I just create a new one, and I'm getting data from services itself in Power BI. So service is basically the endpoint by the you say database. So when I'll go to this, I click on to get data from O data feed. You can see this here.
Okay.
I
And do
click
you
on O data feed.
put the URL in?
Yes, the URL I'll put here, and I click on OK. It is an anonymous connect because we do not require a password.
Mm-hmm.
This is an open service.
It's public.
And boom, all the data set are here.
Wow.
So this service will give me this data set. So if I want to take employee, customer, category, order, order detail, products. So these are my data set. Maybe shipper, the same thing I have, supplier, and there may be one employee also. I just took that. So I took all the data. If you want to take some other data, you can take this and click on to the load. Then this data get it from the services itself. You do not need to copy paste for something like, so this data is a dynamic. If the person over the services will change this data, the data automatically reflect here. So this is a different way to import the data from different sources other than Excel.
Nice.
So you have all the data here. Similarly, when I click here,
So is
a data set.
OData feed a common source of data that people use when working with Power BI? Or is
Yes,
database
sometimes, but
the most common?
no, database is most common. Database is most common. Or data feeds sometimes come here when you are fetching a data from the online websites which provide services or the data set. For example, uh, I am actually a service agent to give you the booking of a movie ticket. So I need a O data feed of the cinema or the multiplex to fetch the data from their seats and give it to the real-time data to the people who are booking for the movie ticket. So in that scenario, we'll get the O data feed and services, not as a database, because no one will provide you the database of their company. They will provide a service from where you can fetch the data. Yes, yes, yes. I just give you one example. Please understand. Yeah. I'm just giving you one example through the firewall. What happens? Let's suppose you are an employee of one company. So your iCard will be valid in your company, your company iCard. When you enter into some client company, you have to wear a visitor iCard because you are actually a visitor in their company. You give your information and your access is only to that premises where the company allow the visitors. You cannot go to that area or that place where companies employees are allowed only. For example, if your friend comes to your office, you cannot take your friend, whether you are a system administrator or database administrator, you cannot take your friend into the database room.
Right.
Server room, this is not allowed. You can only take to the visitor cafeteria or to the visitor level. So that is there when somebody other than the company people want to access the database. Once services is ready for them, they can access the path and access the information from there and only. What information they want. Are you clear with that?
Very clear. Got it.
So everything in this world is basically, you heard about N-tier architecture?
No. What was that? I'm sorry?
Single tier architecture, two-tier architecture, three-tier architecture. N-tier architecture.
No, never heard of it.
So this is your homework. You just